Well, hello and welcome once again to the Park Dome in Kumamoto in the south of Japan, and the final of the 2019 Women's Handball World Championships. It has been an eventful tournament, but finally, after 2.5 weeks of competition, it will be Spain against the Netherlands. Well, the Netherlands, always a threat. They have been in the last four since the World Championships in 2015 at all major events. Spain maybe less so, going through a little bit of a rebuilding program and also losing their captain just before the competition started. My name's Paul Bray, thanks for joining us today. As the Netherlands step on court first, they lost on the opening day to Slovenia 26-32, but then won all four next matches in the preliminary stage at the Aquadome here in Kumamoto, including a 30-28 win over Norway. It made sure that they went through to the main round as top of their group, where they then lost their opening games in the main round against Germany and Denmark before beating Korea, and then Russia in the semi-final. Here comes Spain now. They won all 5 matches in their preliminary round to finish top, then drew with Sweden, beat Japan, and then lost to Russia, and had an anxious moment because had Sweden beaten Montenegro on the last day of their main round group, they would not have been in the semi-final. As it is, Montenegro did them a huge favour, and Spain came through and beat Norway 28-22. While the Dutch, for their part, beat Russia 33-32. Russia and Norway, big pre-tournament favourites, along with France, of course, who didn't even make it out of the preliminary round, albeit in the toughest group. So, with players on court, the Hall announcer introducing them to the audience here in this 10,000-seat arena. Spain, well, right back Rodriguez, who plays for Thüringen in Germany, was on fire in the semi-final, scoring 6 from 7, winning player of the match. But the team's top scorer is left back Cabral with 53 goals, the 5th best in the competition. Playmaker Peña keeps everything together at the back. Has also scored 37 goals, including 15 penalties. But right wing Marta Lopez covering for the injured captain Carmen Martin, who missed the trip, as you mentioned, at the last minute. She's been having a good tournament, scored 4 from 4 in the semi-final, bringing her to 31 goals. But the left wing not quite working so well with Gutierrez and Soledad Lopez. 46-48%, won't quite get them there. Hernandez, though, solid on the line, while the veteran goalkeeper Navarro, who took over the captain's armband from the injured Carmen Martin, hopes to mark her 5th World Championship with a gold that has always eluded them. Spain have had bronze, but they have never been in the final. There is Cabral, who could be so key. And at the end, Mireia Gonzalez, one of 3 players who play in Romania for Vulca. Their coach, Carlos Viver, who took over in 2017 from long-standing coach Jorge Dueñas, who'd been in charge for 10 years, will be delighted, not least because Spain will be hosting the next World Championships in 2021. How fitting would it be for them to win against the odds here in Japan? So for the Netherlands, well, backs Polman with 9 goals and Abing with 8 were on fire in the semi-final, but it was right back Van der Heijden who scored the winner. There is Abing. Well, she certainly stepped up in the absence of Groot, who retired from international handball. Abing is now playing mostly in the centre. All the team play their club handball abroad, 7 in Germany, 5 in Denmark, with others scattered around Europe. Wingers Smits, Malestein and Bont are on good form as well, while new captain Snelder has been given some respite by the left back and defence specialist Dulfer, who's doubling up as a line player. Tess Vester there, very respectable 31% save rate, the goalkeeper. That also has a knack of making key saves at just the right moment, and Polman at the end. Their new coach, Emmanuel Mayonnaud, the Frenchman, who also coaches Metz, the French champions, who with a big smile. First competition in charge, and he's got his team right the way through to the final. The Dutch, who were finalists 2 years ago, Referees for this match from France, twin sisters Charlotte and Julie Bonaventura, who interestingly refereed the last final that, or the only final in fact the Netherlands were in, when they lost 23-31 to Norway at the championships in 2015 in Denmark. At the back there from the officials, Per Morten Sørdal of Norway is the IHF official in charge of the game. And so with all the presentations made, it is now time for the national anthems. It will be Spain first. Big cheer and applause from the crowd here. And now the national anthem of the Netherlands. Well, it's all smiles from the players, and why not? Teams have met 9 times in official competition. Spain won 5, the Netherlands 4. Dutch winning the last 2 at Euro 2018 and Euro 2016. They met in a number of Euro qualifiers. Their only meeting in the World Championships in 2011 in Brazil was a Spanish win, 34-27. So the last 2 encounters going the Dutch way. Will it be 3 running, or can Spain break the run? So here's the lineup for Spain. Seem likely to start at the back with Cabral, Peña and maybe Rodriguez ahead of González. After her semi-final heroics, Marta Lopez and probably Gutiérrez on the wings, Hernández on the line and Navarro in goal. So Carlos Viver, what a job he's done. Bring his team through with just 1 defeat and 1 draw, otherwise wins all the way. For the Netherlands, they are expected to start with Abing, Polman and Van der Heijden at the back, a formidable lineup. Smits and either Bond or Malestein on the wings, Snelde on the line with Dulfer helping out, and Vesta in goal. Emmanuel Mayonnaud, who literally took over earlier this year from Helle Thompson, the Dane. What an amazing thing it would be if they could win here. His first tournament in charge. Nerea Peña will be key for the Spaniards. 37 goals, 24 assists for the playmaker, who turned 30 on semi-final day. That was a nice gift from the team. But Polman will be key on her side. 49 goals, the 6th top scorer in the competition, 36 assists. She has been on fine form and played a blinder in the semi-final. And Dr. Hassan Mustafa, president of the International Handball Federation, looking on for what we hope will be a great finale. So Spain in the red shirts and blue shorts throw off the final of the 2019 Women's Handball World Championships, playing from left to right against the Netherlands in the white shirts and black shorts. The Dutch who lost 3 matches on their way to the final and had a bit of a nail-biting time on the last day of the main round, but made it. And then they beat Russia with the last gasp winner by van der Heijden. But first blood goes to the Spaniards. Very quick throw up from the Dutch. A shove on the way through for Malestein means a free throw. And Hernandez gets the opening goal. So for Spain, clean sweep in their preliminary round, and a draw, a win and a defeat in the main round. Nearly lost their place after losing by 10 goals to Russia, but in the end Montenegro did them a favor by beating the Swedes, and they comprehensively beat Norway after really taking Øftedal out of the game. Blocked, the break is on, Cabral is away, Abing gives up chasing, and an excellent start by Spain. Cabral, he plays in France for Nantes, 6th top scorer in the French league with 54 goals, and she's had 53 here at these World Championships for Spain. Looking for the line. Oh, interesting. Snelder decides not to turn, instead passes it back out, and it works its way around to Malestein. Doesn't seem to have phased Mayonnaise too much. Malestein takes off. Cabral just had to step back. She had a foot inside as well. 2 minutes played. It's 2-1 Spain. Poor pass. Early turnover. Coleman comes on. She's changing with Kramer between attack and defense. Here she comes. Oh, too many steps. Well played by Cabral. Jumped out as she used up 3 steps. And Coleman forced into that 4th step by her own momentum. Cabral, not only the scorer, but the instigator of the steal, came out at just the right moment. 2 goals for her. No chance for Vesta. So it is the starting lineup we expected. For the Dutch. They'll be mindful that the Spaniards did an excellent job in defense in the semi-final. That's van der Heijden, who scored the winner against Russia in the semi-final. Vesta celebrates. 3-2. The Spaniards defensively did very well to isolate the playmaker for Norway, Øftedal, and it really put pressure on the back players, but they are in no mood to hang around at the back. Mireia Gonzalez, who together with Fernandez and Marta Lopez, the right wing, play for Vulca in Romania. And Mayonnaise face, I think, says it all, as defensively at the moment, the Dutch haven't quite sorted out their 6-0. Snelder drops back in on the line. Oh, push in the back, nothing given. And there are no Dutch players even in the half at the moment. Vesta left on her own, and she screams back at her players. Goal number 2 for Gonzalez. Excellent start. Started to move off, didn't need any help because there were no defenders. Vesta was not a happy camper. Second line player's gone in. Again, Cabral, who's good at coming out and intercepting. They're trying to break this passing game at the back and the crosses by pushing up the number 2 defenders. Alternatively, they jump out and try and just put you under pressure, as they did earlier with Coleman. And that's a free throw, long pass, too long. Vesta puts it back up because if they're quick about it, Malestein can get back. They got the extra player. She isn't. Free throw. No way through there for Abing. Well, 10 of the Dutch players were in that team who lost the final in 2015 at the World Championships in Denmark against Norway. 23-31 their defeat. They were already 9-20 down at half-time, picked themselves up in the second half. Looking for a back pass, Pullman doesn't connect, but she gets a free throw. And it's a yellow card as well. for Gonzalez. So Silva their best so far. Don't think they want to settle for that, but at the moment the Spanish defense is working very, very well indeed, as Navarro peels off some of the rubbish that gets picked up on the ball. It's got a lot of resin on it to help the players get a better grip and also do the spin shots. And the net result is when he goes off court, it picks up all kinds of detritus. So Gonzalez comes around. Peña is now shifted right. Cabral into the line. They're sitting back and they're paying the price, because even though they're sitting back, they don't seem to be covering the line. That's two for Hernandez, and no surprise that at 2-6 down, the Netherlands call a first team timeout. 6 minutes played.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, you are not ready. First, you are not ready to run. All the time when we lost one ball, we took a fast break, so you are not ready to run all the time. And the same in defense, we lost all the 1-against-1. And this one, really sorry, it's a joke. It's just a pass between you and she score. And in attack, we have to move more. So the next one, we play Uko Allen. This one with Martin, Luis. Luis, if you can shoot, of course you shoot. And Laura, you have to
So, degree of frustration for Emmanuel Mayonnaise. They're just not settled at the moment. Cabral and Hernandez with 2 goals apiece. Raul Vesta left to her own devices. They're sitting back in defence, which should cover the width, but they're not picking the line off. Not much to smile about for the Dutch coach. So play resumes. No staff changes on court. Well, they missed the opportunity that on the other side, there was a huge gap because Lopez slipped. And Smets was screaming for the ball. They haven't always provided good service on the wings, the Dutch. Navarro, though, with a first save officially. The new captain took the armband after Carmen Martin picked up a foot injury just before the trip. Gonzalez looking to link up with Lopez. Misses the connection, it goes out of play. Into the wing, that's nice play. Opened up a huge space for Malestein. Second goal for the winger who plays for Bietigheim in Germany. This quick play, and that's very simple, just overload and go around the outside. (6-3) the lead for Spain. They've made the perfect start. Cabral, this time she does connect to the wing, off the post. Trying to get the ball up quickly before the Spaniards are organised in defence. Phase 2 attack, off the post, so unlucky. Coleman races back. Spaniards are streaming back. And they score. Miss at one end, and within 10 seconds, it's down the other. Unlucky for Pullman, the goalkeeper was nowhere near that. Gonzalez races away, then hands it off. And her namesake, Lara Gonzalez, finishes it. And Mayonnaise, the old Gallic look of disgust. That's more like it, Abing venting her frustration. We've got a yellow card now for the Dutch. Occupational hazard for Snelder, the number 10, holding on to the shirt of Hernandez, a counterpart on the line. Oh, Cabral. The defense just opened up and she puts it wide. Did all the hard work, and then the finishing touch wasn't there. Pullman. Abing, they're getting a bit too close to get some rhythm. Parried away, Navarro. Save number 2. Cabral looks for the quick pass down court, but there are too many white shirts up there, and shooting is just letting them down at the moment. The Dutch, who came into the game with a 60% success rate on their shooting, at the moment it's 44%, and Mayorat seems to be saying, I don't know what to do anymore. What are you doing out there? Marta Lopez comes in as a second line player. Oh, Cabral. They are taking the Dutch apart here at the moment. Back come the Dutch, but already 4 goals down. Long range shots, they've got to start applying those. Bit of a slip on the ground, and Abing used the space with an 82 km/h bullet. 2 from 2 for Abing. 10 minutes played. Penalty, fouled in the act of shooting. Hernandez, the defender inside the area. It was Smits, also holding her shirt back. Take your pick, frankly. Peña. And scores. First goal of the game. 16th penalty from 21. Into the wing again, big angle. Malestein, when she gets the service, she puts it away. 3 from 3. Nice feed out to the line. Van der Heijden supplying Malestein very well. Ball's lost. Break is on. Snelder's gone up. And why she didn't get the ball straight away, I'm not quite sure. It's going to be a free throw. Bring the ball back, and a chance for change between Jessie Kramer and Polman. Polman calls the move. Polman, who passed the 500 goal mark for her country at these championships. Phenomenal record. They're individually marking Abing at the bottom of the picture in a 5-0-1 defense. An interesting play. That's a free throw. Snelder right on the line. The foul on Van der Heijden. And once more, well, they've left Abing alone now. But when she is free, she makes a poor pass. Passive play's been called. They've got about 4 passes left. Looking for the line. That's intercepted. And the Spaniards playing superbly in defense. It's the way they play. Their idea is kill the opponent's game in defense. Number one. Just put them under pressure, turn it all into a shambles, and then out of the mess, get them on phase 2. On the attacks, moving the ball up and catching them with pace. Cabral. Vesta gets it this time, looks for the long pass. Nearly puts it beyond the hands of Polman. Has to put it back as the Spaniards crowd the center, and the wingers were covered. Vesta, 1 save from 10 so far in the game for the Dutch keeper. She came into the match on a 31% save rate, which is below the competition average. But she does have a knack of making key saves at just the right moment. Off the bars, Polman is under pressure from Cabral. Is it? Well, no, it's Rodriguez. But Cabral nearly getting a knee sorted there. Managed to keep it in play, did very well indeed, as they once again tried to move it quickly into the wing. Passive play's been called. Polman to the rescue. And that's the 50th goal at the World Championships. Under pressure with Rodriguez right in front of her. Slowly but surely they're clawing their way back in. did very well. That ball, they were trying under pressure to move it to her. Into the wing, Marta Lopez, no space there, Cabral. Peña comes back out again as Rodriguez moves to the center. That goes wide. And the attack has lost a little bit of momentum. Still defending well. Yeah. Bit of space, but didn't quite get enough done. Kramer looks like she's going to stay on now in attack for a bit at right back. Technically, though, Coleman. Well, you just can't let her go. If you're going to come up and mark her, you've got to stop her. The moment she's passed, you're in trouble. And after a 4-goal lead, Spain see the Dutch come right back at them. It's 9-8. Contrasting reactions on the bench. Coleman, who was the top scorer in that World Championship final in 2015, with 8 goals when they lost to the Norwegians. And really, the attack is faltering for the Spaniards. It's let the Dutch off the hook because they were struggling. Coleman, free throws ever, they snuff the game out. Stop it, get the free throw. It doesn't matter to them, they're very happy to break up the rhythm of the play. Snelder out and drops back in again. Coleman tries to pass to the line. It's going to be a free throw. What a shame. Smets had just got away. Foul by Lopez, quickly taken. They are level. Never write them off. Urbing gets 3. And with that, it's Spain's turn to call a team timeout. There's the breakthrough. No chance for Navarro.
Vamos a quitar los errores estos de no estar atentas en los saques de golpe franco, de quedarme hablando con la mía porque ha pasado algo hace 5 minutos, coño, ¿vale? Porque cada vez que estamos defendiendo normal y corriente, hostia, las llevamos a aviso de pasivo, ¿de acuerdo? Vamos a... Ali, entras en pista, te da...
Around and player, you have to put more energy. Of course, if she wins the last 1 against 1, because it was perfect for it. In defense, try to play, just hide her a little bit when you are alone. And after, we have to keep also one profounder. You have to play up also as a number 2 sometimes to play. It's better.
Well, a considerably happier Mayonnaise after that team timeout. But Carlos Viver, no doubt frustrated. His team have been defending so well at the start. And without a real change of staff, Kramer's coming at right back. But the Dutch have fixed the problems on the attack. So they try and inject a bit of pace now into it. As into the center comes Fernandez, number 34. She's a very quick player. Coming up now, well, she would be if the ball hadn't been lobbed over her head. Fernandez into the wing. No space though for Lopez. Fernandez again. Now into the wing. Oh. Well, I'm afraid the left wing has been problematic as Gutierrez misses her opening shot. She's on a 48% success rate on the wing, which is below par for a winger, and that's not going to help. Vesta celebrates. She's technically made only 2 saves from 11, Vesta. But actually, a lot of the shots have not been framed by the Spaniards. Nothing given. Navarro just got a clip on it by Kramer coming through. They raced back. Fernandez. Good defending again by the Dutch. They've tightened up in the middle quite a bit. The problem early on is that they were playing a flatter defense, with the sole exception of the player moving up on Cabral, who's off now. Peña, in fact, going into the left back. They're playing a little bit flatter, but there's more mobility and more width on the defense. Trying to move the defense, but it's not shifting at all. The Dutch passive play has got to come sooner or later. They're going across the court trying to find a gap. Mayonnaise saying, is it time for a passive play call? I think it is. Lopez, it is now, the arms up. 5 passes. Brilliant defending by the Netherlands. There is no way through. It's like the famous, in the end, they're forced into a rather poor shot. Abing, Kramer, Malestein to Kramer. Trying to up the tempo here. Polman cuts towards the middle. Oh, this space. But she clatters into the last defender. Gutierrez goes flying. Kramer goes in, but takes out the defender. Too much pace. She needed to go in a little bit slower so she could take that sidestep just behind. So 5th turnover for the Netherlands. Spaniards have had 4. Well, what a great occasion for these two teams, especially for Spain. Never made it to a final. Probably weren't quite expecting it at this stage. That's going to be a free throw, and there could be a sanction. That's a very high hand. Sneldo's off. Caught her around the neck there. Let go quickly, but anything at that height will be automatically punished by the referees. So a chance now for Spain to try and kickstart their faltering attack. Power play for the next 2 minutes or so. Peña. Yes, straight through. Oh, good save. Malestein. And Vesta not too sure. The ball is on the line as Sneldo sits on the bench. Is it mine to pick up? She looks to the referee and gets a nod. Just wanted to be absolutely certain. The reaction on the Spanish bench. Chance gone begging while they got a power play. Dutch have taken out the goalkeeper, meanwhile put on the extra attacker. Polman. No way through. 20 minutes played, it's all square. And we've had just 1 goal in the last 5 minutes. Both teams defending hard and giving absolutely nothing away now after the Spaniards slightly gave way. Still no goalkeeper at the other end. The ball's come out. They've got to try and get it's a Spanish ball. Vesta is in. She's racing to her goal. Oh, clatters it off the bar. Abing, 2nd time. And the referees then said there was too much pushing by the Dutch players in that melee. Attacking foul again. I think Nerea Peña. Is it? I might have been the line player, Cesareo. Oh, yeah, Cesareo. Peña thought it was her. She would have been quite right to be upset. So with about 10 seconds to go on the suspension, empty goal. And the Netherlands have done very well during this 2-minute suspension. Nothing going in at their end. And the Spaniards miss a chance as the suspension is up, but no one's realised. Vesta suddenly realises and runs in. And a 2-minute suspension for Spain now. Cesareo. And that's why sends Polman flying. Grabbed her very high. So Snelda returns in on the line. 29-year-old plays for FTC Budapest. Ball is lost, the break is on now. 1 defender, 3 Spaniards. That's gone in, but they've given a penalty and a 2-minute suspension. Kramer remonstrates. But I think she was holding her as well. If you just put your body in the way, body check, that's one thing. She held on to her and then let go. Couldn't give the goal because she was inside. So Nerea Peña steps up to take it. Scored 15 from 20 coming into this tournament. It's the 2nd of this game. And goal number 2. And it puts Spain back in front. So both teams are short-handed. Spain for 1 minute and 20, Netherlands for 1:35. Goalkeeper is out. Just couldn't get a good pass in, Polman. Tried to reach over rather than around. Now she finds her. Snelder. Lovely supply by Polman. And well finished off by Snelder, who's played the longest of any player in the Dutch team in this World Championships, just over 6.5 hours. Takes off and waits for the goalkeeper to commit as she does the star jump. Goes between arm and leg. So empty goal for the Spaniards as well. Pays dividends. Fernandez. Take their time now because they're going to change things around. Malestein looks like she's going to come off. There's the last goal by Fernandez. Frustration for Vesta, who's still only on 4 saves from 15. She's out at the moment. And ball taken from the defender. It's a Spanish ball. They've managed to get Vesta back in again. Untidy play by both. But that post is seeing so much action for the Spaniards. Very luckily so as well. They've got a power play now for about 8 seconds. Free throw only. And Dulfer, defense specialist. Well, technically a left back comes in, plays for Dortmund, leading the German Bundesliga. And they've given away a penalty. Snelder, a little too slow as Peña goes around, keeps hanging on to her. Little shimmy, did very well, Peña. Plays for Siófok in Hungary. Change the keeper. In comes Duindam, who saved only 1 from 10 she's faced. She's up against Peña, who's already scored 2 in this game. And save! Duindam with a second save. How important could that be psychologically? Goalkeeper who plays for Dortmund as well in the German Bundesliga. Abing, Polman into the wing, nicely done. And that's Van Vettering. They've changed both wingers at the same time. Bont is in on the far side for Malestein. Van Vettering for Smets here. Off the post, that's another penalty. And once again, trouble at Farm. Snelder, she jumped into her with a knee. So they'll try again. Vesta, who looks frustrated, goes off. And the 21-year-old Rinka Duindam arrived with just 4 internationals for the Netherlands under her belt. She faces Fernandez this time, who scored 11 from 14. Make that 12. It's the second goal of the game. First penalty. Well, the Spaniards have managed to stem the Dutch tide now. And it's kind of got bogged down a little bit, the match. It's not a pretty game with a lot of flowing moves, but that's how the Spaniards like it. Abing, though, with an absolute bullet, is closing in on the competition's top scorer spot. It's going to be a free throw. While we're watching this, and you'll see it in a second, Spaniards have changed keeper. Long range shot, that's an attacking foul anyway. Too much barging on the line. So Spain quickly bring on Lara Gonzalez in a defensive role. And they've edged in front. Snelder. And suddenly, 2 quick goals, and the match looks very different. Polman, once more the supplier. 2 assists, it says. I think she's being done hard on. Almost say she was down inside, but the referees played on and allowed it. So Echeverria in on the right wing, goes around as a second line player, draws the defense, and Hernandez has space on the other side. 3 from 3 for the line player. Polman, who was through, looking for the wing, but there's no one there. Well, exciting stuff. Just what we wanted for the final. Abing, with that huge missile of a shot, is loitering into the wing. Good play. Debbie Bont gets her first. Player plays for Copenhagen in the Danish league. Cuts towards the middle, opens a big angle, and goes on the inside of Zokbi de Pola. The Spanish keeper has just replaced Navarro. Navarro, who left court with 3 saves and 15. Zokbi de Pola on 0 from 2 at the moment. Goalkeeper actually played over 100 times for Brazil, including at the Olympics in 2004 and 2008. Meanwhile, that was so close to an interception, but it's an attacking foul anyway. See it here. Well, yes, there's the crash, took out the last defender. Coming up to 28 minutes played, and the Dutch have a goal advantage on the attack at the moment. It's a yellow card for this foul. Rather clattered into her, then fell backwards. Rather a lot of play acting. That never helped the cause. Polman. Polman! Bullet! And that was just a blur for Zokbi de Pola. 2-goal lead for the Netherlands, well into the last 2 minutes. Looking for the line, good defending. Dulfer and Snelder, probably the last 2 people you want to see behind you when you're a line player on the attack. Strong central defenders in this 6-0 Dutch formation. Long-range shot, Vester, 5th save. Well, just when it counts, the end of the first half, it's time to put a lot of pressure on. And Polman, another lovely service to Danik Snelder. That was brilliant play. Vester started it all with a save. Happy with the result. So 3-0 turnaround. 45 seconds now for Spain to get themselves back in here. They had a 3-goal lead early on. In fact, they had a 4-goal lead early on. Penalty, defending inside the area. That'll help. Hernandez, who's putting in a huge shift on the line in her 2nd World Championship. Fernandez scored the last one. No change in goal this time. Vester stays and saves. And there's still time for a quick attack. Abing looks up and realizes it's about 10 seconds. Polman, bullet over the top. There'll be no time to get it down, I don't think. And there goes the buzzer. And a great finale by the Dutch. Takes them into the half-time break against Spain, leading 16-13. Well, there was that last save on the penalty. Vester brings her arm up, read it well. And 2 penalty misses now, Pina and Fernandez. And Mayonnaise delighted. Psychological blow, almost on the whistle. Well, the Spaniards had a superb defense. The attack was flowing. The Dutch sorted out their defensive problems first. And then the attack is starting to find a lot more solutions. It helps also that they've got depth in the attack, with Abing and Polman putting in some long-range efforts, which are really troubling Navarro. And in the end, she had to be substituted out. And Viver in long discussions there with his staff before they go to the changing room. Well, goalkeepers stay on the bench for a little chat. Viver, who always does this, he waits to join them. Be absolutely certain he knows what he wants to tell them. So for the Dutch, 52% of the attacks are working, 64% on the shooting is above average for them, 53% for Spain, I'm afraid, below their average of 62 in the competition. The Spaniards have had 4 fast breaks, mostly in the early stages when the defence wasn't working, and then 2 missed penalties for the Spaniards could come back to haunt them later. Turnovers, 7 apiece is much the same, and 2 suspensions, Netherlands to 1 Spain. So top scoring so far, it's Hernandez, Cabral on 3 goals for the Spaniards, but Abing has got 4 for the Netherlands, with 3 players behind her on 3, Snelder, Polman, Malestein. So 4 fast breaks scored for the Spaniards. Penalties, I'm afraid, not so reliable, missing those 2. The wingers just not getting service at the moment. When they are, unfortunately, they're not putting the ball away. And a lot of the goals at the moment are breakthroughs. In fact, that's probably not quite fair because Cabral's had 2 good long-range shots, only 1 showing on the left, nothing coming in long distance on the right. For the Dutch, no penalties, no fast breaks. It's all coming in at the back. Some good long-range shooting. Polman and Abing have got 80-mile-an-hour plus shots. The wingers are getting service, and when they get it, doing very well, especially Malestein. So it was a good start then for the Spaniards. And they actually opened up a 4-goal lead by the end of that first 10-minute spell. We then had a really dull middle 10 minutes, but where the Dutch started to claw back, slowly but surely, a 4-1 exchange. And then at the end, they put in a really hammer blow of 3 goals, and it's left the Spaniards reeling going into half-time. So at the break here, Netherlands 16, Spain 13. We're going to take a break as well. Join us again for the second half. We'll see you then.
You have to use a lot of short pass and pass and pass and pass.
¡España! ¡Bien, coño, bien!
30 minutos, 30 minutos.
So welcome back to the Park Dome in Kumamoto in Japan and the final of the 2019 Women's Handball World Championships. And at the break, the Netherlands are leading Spain 16-13 after 96 matches. It will come down to the next 30 minutes or so. The Spaniards made the better start. The spoiling tactics and defense were working, but then Vesta started getting the saves in. She's had 6 in the first half. At the other end, Navarro, though, was struggling, and Zokbi de Paula has been thrown into the frame. Well, 3 from 15 for Navarro. It's 0 from 4 for Zokbi de Paula, still struggling as Dr. Hassan Mustafa looks on, president of the International Handball Federation. For Carlos Viver, it started so well, but it's Mayonnaise who ended the happy coach with 3 late goals to hammer home their advantage. But it's not over yet. So the Netherlands throw off the second half of the final of the Women's Handball World Championships, leading 16-13 against Spain. Spain's spoiling tactics worked extremely well in the first half, but then the Dutch started finding ways through. And although it's not been all smooth at the back for the Netherlands, they managed to get some flow going, while the Spanish defense has started to falter just as the Dutch attack was coming good. Debbie Bond pulled short of the ball. It's a free throw. She returns to her right wing. Kramer. Kramer, who came on for Van der Heijden, who scored 1 from 5 only. Spaniards celebrate, but it's still a throw-in. It was Lara Gonzalez who got her hand on it, the defense specialist, plays for Besançon in France. Good save, Zokbi de Paula. That'll help her confidence. Her first from 5, and now Spain break. Cabral is back on again. She made a huge difference. Ironically, when things went wrong was when she was off. She's straight back into her stride. Cabral's 4th goal. 73 kilometers an hour. That one brings them back to within 2. So Zokbi de Pola just made a first save. The player who played in Budućnost in Montenegro for a while. She's a Bistrita in Romania now, having played for Brazil over 100 times. Native country, including 2 Olympics. That's very nice indeed. Bont, her 5th goal, and she is now level top scorer at these World Championships with Korea's Ryu Eun-hee. But straight away down the other end, the enterprising Cabral gets her 5th with this quick run down the court. And there was so much pace they couldn't try stopping her. Would almost certainly have been a penalty and maybe a 2-minute suspension. Abing. Polman under pressure, puts it out of court. And so the Spaniard starters, they did the first half. Better defending, and they're pressuring now the Dutch. Killing the rhythm. It's what they like to do best. Cabral wins the free throw. Cabral used for just 18 minutes in the first half. Peña, saved by Vesta, 7th of the game. Long pass out to Bond. Oh, does well. Inside the area. Oh, how ironic. And Bond might have done better to go down and take the free throw. Snelder missing the opportunity, and again, Vesta, 8th save. Big game by the Dutch keeper. So important. There was a big angle too. Tried to go through the legs. But the goalkeeper plays for Odense. Denmark wasn't having it. Vesta is one of the 10 players who took silver in 2015. They are desperate to make it gold. But then Spain have never made a final. Gone, and that's it. She is now the top scorer in the tournament. Overtakes Ryu Eun-hee of South Korea. She is on 70. Phenomenal performance into the wing. No space there. Smits has got it all covered. So despite the improvement for Spain in the second half, it's still level, 2-2. On the left wing, change at half-time. Gutierrez is off, and Soledad Lopez is on. But she, like Gutierrez, struggles with the shooting statistics. Does well to keep it in play, but Cabral almost surprised with the rebound. Peña. Attacking foul. So it's not quite gone so well. Tried to flick it, but she clattered into Polman. Into the line. Snelder, good save. Zokbi de Pola. 37-year-old. But unfortunately the ball, they run it over the other end. Turnover. Back come the Dutch. It's going to be a free throw. Polman couldn't do anything about it. That was good cover on the wing by Marta Lopez, one of the 3 players who play for Vulca, the Romanian league leaders. Had a good season there, actually, 28 goals, Lopez. And that's Marta on the left wing. Into the wing again. Smets off the post. Shades of the first half when they hit it 3 times. Vesta, defender, might have just taken the sting out of that shot as well. But that will count as a 9th save. And Vesta really is playing a big game here today. Yes, defender's hand. And Carlos Viver probably frustrated because their attacks are so quick. They're not building them up at all. Polman, goal number 4. Polman, who plays for Esbjerg. League leaders in Denmark. She's scored 56 goals for them. She's now scored 53 for the Netherlands here. Four-goal lead now. It's gone the other way. Chance to break it back again. Lopez. First goal from 3 shots. Players play the longest of any of the Spaniards. 6 hours and 22 minutes. Has to throw the ball away because 3 seconds to get rid of it. Dulfer gives it back to Abing, and Kramer is still holding her hip as Polman ambles on. And they are taking their time, unlike the Spaniards, who are attacking a bit too quick at the moment. And I think that is the big frustration for Carlos Viver. Cabral comes a long way out. Oh, smuggled through. And Snelder scores, goal number 3. Lovely little service into her, and Zogby de Paula came out. Once she lifted her leg, she was stranded. Couldn't get it down and move back fast enough. Cesareo takes over from Hernandez on the line. Lopez, Soledad Lopez from the left wing has come in as a second line. But again, the Dutch defense have really tightened up. The movement at the back accelerated. Fernandez trying to inject a bit of pace as she comes back into the frame. Cabral, that was a save anyway, but she stepped inside the area. It won't count. Sadly for Vesta, it won't count as a save either. Steps well on the line there. So Cabral, who's the 6th top scorer in the French league with 56 goals, struggling a little bit with her shooting. Now it's 5 goals from 8 as she moves up to the front of a very deep. It's a 5-0-1 effectively. She's trying to individually mark Abing. They push the second player back, and all that does is narrow the defense at the back and allow space for Debbie Bont. And they are slowly but surely pulling away. Team timeout may not be a bad thing now. Inside post, Lopez. Soledad Lopez getting her first of the game. Plays for Malaga Costa del Sol. Cuts back inside. Bont had to get out of the way, being inside the area. Probably didn't help Vesta much. So they're trying desperately now by putting the defender at the front to stop those moves. Polman. 5 goals for the back player. And finally a team timeout is called by Spain on the back of this superb effort right up into the corner.
No pierdas el centro, se van a desdoblar todo el rato por la derecha, te quedas en el centro, dejamos a diestra aquí, si va ese balón que vaya por encima tuyo, no pierdas el centro, ¿de acuerdo? Y mucho más rápido, ahí tienes que, van a desdoblar todo el rato, tiene que llegar una central allá arriba, ¿vale? Tú no pierdas el centro, ¿de acuerdo? ¿Vale? Metemos balones, otra vez, situaciones de uno.
He's waiting you on this side. So yeah, so that's the reason you can stay here for a bit.
Als het te ver mee, als hij die kant gaat, breek ik hem af, zet sper, 2 en 3 naar buiten naar jou.
So now they can change, they can find man the king. So you just have to say focus also.
Well, Vesta really coming good in goal now with save after save. And it's been a 9-4 exchange either side of the break as the Dutch take control. Her 9 saves certainly helping. 5-goal lead for the Netherlands. Much as they managed to stop the crossovers for the Dutch, they got so much power at the back that even playing on half a court, they're finding solutions. Fernandez, and another save. Not that she knew much about it. Caught her straight in the face. And Fernandez. Well, that is never a great sight when the keeper goes down. Fernandez breaks through and tried to put it probably over her head. And Vesta, ever the professional, even checked behind as she went down, but that will hurt. She'll be seeing a few extra stars for the next few minutes, but she's fine. She stood up. I'll continue. Injury rule doesn't apply to goalkeepers, so she receives treatment but can stay on. And so 10 minutes into the second half, the Dutch at the moment are in control, but there's time for Spain. The only problem is at the moment there's no pattern to the attack. They are really struggling because the Dutch defense is doing a great job. They're defending around 8 meters, pushing up quickly when they need to, but not too deep. Well, Soledad Lopez, 2 back-to-back goals. That'll help from the Malaga winger, 13th top scorer in the Spanish league. 4 goals a deficit. Still this defense, it seems to be a 5-1. Although Cabral is shadowing Abing as Polman returns. And as she returns, then Fernandez moves up on the other side. Second line player would be very handy on that side. Straight through, good save. Zogby de Paula. Abing on the breakthrough. Cesareo is on. Cabral into the wing. Big angle. And a good spell now by Spain. It's Marta Lopez on the other wing. Second goal for her. So some quick goals, and it's all looking a little bit different now. Van der Heijden, not sure she's picked up an injury. Has not been back on again, meanwhile, as Snelder scores her 4th. Right through the legs of Zogby de Paula. Gets a thumbs up from Mayonnaise. And they hit back. Peña coming on. Scores a 3rd goal, a first from open play. Peña, who together with Navarro, goalkeeper who started the game, the only 2 players who remain for the team who won the bronze medal at the 2011 World Championships for Spain. Carmen Martin would have been part of that as well. With the captain injured, of course, just before the trip, as down goes Abing, and she's still down, trying to get back after taking a hefty blow. There's space on the wing because Abing couldn't get back. And it's a good run now. Spain are clawing their way back. Marta Lopez, goal number 3. They just couldn't plug all the gaps while Abing was struggling. 2-goal lead only. Team timeout, Netherlands. As I said before, there is still plenty of time for many a twist and turn here.
Energy, go on.
I think it was okay. The situation, this one, I don't know. But for sure, Danik was inside to play before. You have to stay here also. When you receive the ball outside, it was good also. But we just have to play again and again and again, girls, all the time. Sometimes we stop, and after we have to play all the time. Go, the same, it's okay.
Desde aquí, desde la derecha. Y ya está, la pasamos y los balones tienen que ir. Si tienen que ir de lateral a lateral, que vayan por encima tuyo. Venga, vamos. Mixta con Polman. Bien, coño, bien.
Eli, que no te gane la posición.
Well, positive one for once for Carlos Viver, seeing his team hit 3 to close the gap back from 5 down. So play resumes after the second team timeout for the Netherlands. Both teams have 1 left. And they're playing a 5-0-1 defense, Spain, with the front defender now marking Polman. Bont. Looking for the line, although it would have been hard to get it through. It's Kelly Dulfer who's gone in. Another one who plays for Dortmund in the German Bundesliga, the league leaders. over bounces it, Pullman. Bit of a let-off. Dulfer was holding off one defender. Lovely breakthrough. Maybe a bit too much resin, and Mayonnaise can't believe it. Yes, can't repeat that. Fernandez clatters into the defense. It's a turnover. Attacking foul. Being time. Unless there is an injury issue, Van der Heyden could do well with coming back on, especially now that they're isolating the two halves, with Pullman being individually marked. Van der Heyden's got the kind of shot that Kramer doesn't quite have, and it doesn't help, of course, that Kramer is not a right back. Poor pass. Snelder. They thought it was theirs, the Dutch. Well, they were right. A defender actually parried that ball away when it went out to play. Should have been a Dutch throw-in. Well, that's justice done as the Dutch take the ball back. So midway through the second half, it's nicely poised here as we see the steal again. Little turnovers, accruing 12 now for Spain. Dutch are on 10. Well, here is Van der Heyden. Number 6 is back on again. Plays for Bietigheim in the German league. 10th top scorer with 39 goals. Shoots onto the keeper, Kelly Dulfer, who is technically a back player, but showed at the Euros last year when they were out of line plays through injury that she could double up very effectively in that role. Breaks through Fernandez, but puts it over the top. And Lara Gonzalez suddenly seeing an opportunity to poach. But that comes to nothing for the Besançon player in her 4th World Championship. Van der Heyden. She's a left-hander, which of course helps as well. Kramer isn't. It's interesting that Mayonnaise would have favoured Kramer over Huscher, who is a right back. But I guess he wanted the experience in what was a difficult circumstance. But Pullman scores goal number 6. And takes the goalkeeper by surprise, but she places them right up in the corner. Well, at 178, Zogby de Paul small. That's going to be a free throw as Vesta parries the ball away. Shooting across the body, just couldn't quite get enough power. Didn't quite turn into it. Cesario goes back on the line. Peña, Fernandez, Peña, right through, off the post. And free throw. Well, I thought they'd got away with it, but there is a 2-minute suspension. And it's Kelly Dulfer. Carried on holding from behind. When Hernandez tried to turn back in, Carlos Viver says yes. Mayonnaise looks like a mime artist disagreeing. Very theatrical shake of the head. The Gallic shrug. And now it's a power play for the Spaniards. Cabral. They're going to have to work extra hard, the Dutch, to cover the width. Cabral. Straight through. Eventually they had to find a way. 3 goals for Fernandez. They couldn't do everything. If they closed the last defender, the wing would have been free. Still Pullman being shadowed by Cabral. Back players need to work in behind where there is space. Snelder is waiting. And that's the difference when you get Van der Heijden on. Left-hander right back. And Zogby de Paula going the wrong way. She's on 4 from 17. Zogby de Paula. Peña. Fernandez. Well, this time they do try and move up. The Dutch close the back, and all that happens is Marta Lopez goes around the outside of the short-handed defense. They're still within 2. Goalkeeper out again. Lopez. 4 from 6. And we've got Malestein back on the right wing for Debbie Bond. Holman. Saved by Zogby de Paula. There's an empty goal. Have they realised? Yes. And it's a 1-goal game. Fernandez. Thought they weren't going to look up. Fernandez's 4th goal. Vesta nowhere near it. And the save by Zogby de Paula started the whole process off. Pressure's now back on the Dutch. Holman. This time it goes in. 7 from 13 shots. Tad expensive. Two-goal lead with 10 minutes to go. Cabral looking for the line. Can't get it through there. Solid defending. Well, it was close in the last meeting at the Euro last year in France. The Dutch winning 28-27. Into the wing, Soledad Lopez. Fumbles the ball coming forwards, Fernandez. Straight down the middle, penalty, defending inside the area. Malestein. There was the initial fumble. Wow. Looked like it even touched the foot. Vesta puts on a kind face with discussion with the French referee, but nothing changes. It's still a penalty. Cabral. And she puts that one away after they missed 2 earlier. And they are back within 1 again. Went the right way, Vesta. Just got there slowly. And some of the newfound fans of the Spanish team cheer from the top of the arena. Been a great tournament here in Japan. And Van der Heijden again. 3rd goal. Japan, who hosted the Men's World Championships in '97. First time they've had the women's. Cabral back to the line. Good defending. And she gets an earful, Hernandez, from Van der Heijden, who thinks she's making a bit of a meal out of everything. Dutch are back to full strength at least. Take some of the pressure off them. Cabral. But the Spaniards have used the suspensions well. Cabral overbounces that. But did it take a touch off the defence? Snelder may have clipped it with her hand. It's a throw-in. Possession stays with Spain. 8 minutes to go, just under, with the Dutch leading by 2. And they pulled another one back. Fernandez, 5th goal. Player who's slowly approaching 100 goals for Spain, but at the other end, the Dutch respond quickly. And who else? Holman. Hammers the ball away, and Zogby de Paula got a hand on it. There was simply too much pace. Soledad Lopez comes around as a second line player. They're crowding the right-hand side at the moment. Peña. Oh, lucky for Vesta. Got a hand on it, clips it on the post. Seemed to come back and hit her in the back, but somehow stayed out. It's like a pinball machine. Off the back of the neck, hits the post again. And Vesta celebrates. Duindam celebrates. Oh, they've done well. The last pass wasn't up to it though, and the pass out by Smets intercepted Fernandez. Oh, that's inside. A fumble on the way up by Lopez. Fernandez tried to pick up the loose ball, but steps inside the area. There was the ball, never controlled it, and Fernandez inside. That was a chance again. She stepped on the line. 6 minutes to go. Malestein, 4. That's some way off the frame. They're shooting too quick now, the Dutch. When you get tired, sometimes you make the wrong decisions. Free throw. Danik Snelder goes down. She gets a talking to. She's had a bit of a running battle with Hernandez, her counterpart. Peña. Soledad Lopez off the post and stays out. It was a narrow angle and she didn't quite open it enough. And Mayonnaise there in discussion with his assistant, Katerina Andriushina, as we see that Vesta slice of luck again. The post is hit. Little hand off, this space around, off the post and stays out. Snelder tries to stop the fast break, but they're coming up fast now. Cabral cuts to the middle, looks to the wing, that's good play. And they score, and it back to within 1. Marta Lopez, 5 goals for her now. Wingo plays in Vulcha. Mayonnaise again turns to his assistant, Andriushina. He played for Russia, twice world champion, 2007, 2009 with them. And we are well into the last 5 minutes. It's a 1-goal game. The pressure, though, on Van der Heijden means a free throw. Not for the faint-hearted. And Polman again steps up to the plate. Well, if they win this, they will owe a huge debt of gratitude. One thing we know for sure is that we will have a first-time world champion here. Neither team has won the title before, but Polman, who top scored in that final 4 years ago when they lost heavily to Norway, is desperate that it should work again. She's actually scored 1 more now than she did 4 years ago, as she tries to keep her team in. Cabral is doing the same at the other end. Goal number 7. 1 goal in it. Nip and tuck this. Both teams battling hard. They've given up on the 601 defense now, on the 501 rather, and instead go back to a 6-0. Problem is they are breaking in behind too often. Anxious look there, Lara Gonzalez. He plays for Besançon with Nunez. He's actually not been on in this game. That won't count, she's inside just as well. Went in the side netting, Smets gets a free throw. They already refereed at that point for the push on Polman. Polman, ball's given away. Cabral! Oh, big save, Vesta! Save save number 11. Huge applause from the arena. That was a giveaway. In fact, it was a touch by Hernandez that deflected the ball. Cabral on her own, and Vesta steps up to the plate. That's what it means to her. Psychologically, a huge blow if they've got level into the last 2 minutes. They've lost it again. The Dutch are having a bad spell here. Lopez, and she's leveled it. 6 goals, Lopez. 29 all. 1.5 minutes to go. Incredible. 2 mistakes on the attack. Well, one with a deflection, that was a mistake. And Vesta this time couldn't do the heroics. Reaction on the bench. Viver is living this match. The assistant pulls him back before he steps on court. 5 fast breaks for Spain. Team timeout, the Netherlands. Hardly surprising. Well, Spaniards had a 4-goal lead in the first half, the Dutch in the second. It's all square now.
Swiss is also perfect. Barbosa, we play up, so you just have to pay attention with this pass. For sure, it will be better if you can pass here for this one. And you have to play 1 against 1. After, at the end, it will be probably for you. If the number 3 play up, try to see how it's possible for you to run probably behind this space. And you have to stay the same against the rush.
El bloqueo sin falta en ataque. Tía, pasa por una defensa, macho. Pasa por una defensa. Cuidado, cuidado. Después de tiempo muerto, que no cuelguen un fly desde el extremo izquierdo al lado contra...
Bien, atentas las especiales. Claro, bien, juntas en defensa, cerrar.
Well, not for the faint-hearted now. 1.5 minutes to go. The Dutch have used up all their team timeouts. If this match ends up level at the end of normal time, we'll go into 2 times 5 minutes of extra time. If it's still level, it's another 2 times 5 minutes. Then it's penalties. Coleman, free throw. Good defending by Lara Gonzalez. Helped by Cabral. The sporting tactics of going out quick, smothering the attack early, so they just can't get going, the Dutch. Frustration builds. Abing looks to the line. It's a free throw only. We're into the last minute with a passive play call. 5 passes remaining, I think. Pullman into the wing. Smets can't do anything. 3 and a turnover. 30 seconds to go and Spain will have possession. The Dutch didn't seem to quite see the sense of urgency, and the 6 passes were used up. Team timeout Spain. 21 seconds for history to be written.
Quiero solo una acción y el repliegue defensivo pase lo que pase. Vamos a meter lo que hemos dicho. Cuidado que se fueran a mixta. Si se van a mixta, lo típico. Los 8 con devoluciones, ¿vale? Si mantienen el 6-0.
With the falls, also and with the Kempa, the falls is probably Barbosa, this one with Martin or Kempa. Okay? Go!
Beide, Barbosa en Penna, gaan nu verantwoordelijkheid nemen. Naar voren!
También tú y se acabó.
Well, the tension is palpable here in the Park Dome in Kumamoto. Incredible scenes. Spain, who were trailing by 4, Vesta, 11 saves, seemed to tee them up nicely. But slowly but surely, the Spaniards got back into their mode of defense from earlier, where they were killing the attacking play. Switched from 5-0-1 back to a 6-0. It's worked. 10 seconds. Oh, Vesta saves. Oh, 2 minutes suspension. They've stopped the clock with 6 seconds. She's got to be 3 meters away. They're having a discussion. Well, it's also the last 30-second rule. This could be interesting. So she stopped the pass. It could be a penalty, and Mayonnaise is saying, if the 30-second rule applies, should that not be the case? Well, she is red carded. Hernandez is off, and that's because it's in the closing stages of the game. It's slightly different. When she stood so close, what she's done is potentially handed the World Championship to the Dutch if they can score the penalty. Anywhere on court if you do that in the last 30 seconds. And so the Dutch have a penalty with 6 seconds remaining. There's a red card for Hernandez. Zogbidapola faces Abing. Abing scores! Goal number 7, and that is it. Hernandez stood in front of the keeper, got red carded, gave away the penalty. And the Netherlands, for the first time after getting silver 4 years ago, have won the final. They have beaten Spain 30-29. Well, incredible. Spain on the attack. There was so little time for the Dutch to do anything at the end. But the block by Hernandez came in that slightly different rule at the closing stage of the game, when fouls like that are a penalty and a red card, and she is going to be disconsolate. It was probably instinctive. She saw the goalkeeper go for the long pass, stood up in front of her. Vesta with 12 saves. Ironically, ends up being in the center of the decision, and Hernandez just wants the ground to open up and eat her up. With that, the Dutch have also qualified for the Olympic Games in Tokyo, while Spain will go into qualifying Group 1 with Sweden, Senegal and Argentina. They'll play that in March. But for now, it's all about the Netherlands and their celebrations. The Spaniards' tears of joy 2 years ago have turned to what might have been disappointment. Zogbidapola can't believe it. And Pullman, they probably thought, well, this is going to go to extra time, and then looked behind them to see what was going on, and Hernandez had jumped in front of the keeper. And there it was. She jumps up way too close, and Abing stepped up to take the penalty. Close, Zogbidapola, but it wasn't close enough, and Abing scores the winner at the World Championship final. Incredible. And the hosts of the 2021 World Championships, Spain, defeated cruelly with 4 seconds remaining by that penalty from Abing. Look at the reaction on the bench. Mayonnaise hugs Andriushina, and the players are in heaven. Well, the Dutch, who took European silver in 2016, world silver in 2015. Pullman gets an extra special hug. 9 goals. Incredible. While Abing, with her 7 goals, has overtaken Ryu Eun-hee, the Korean, to become the tournament's top scorer. Cabral played a huge game for her team with 7 goals, but ends up on the losing side. And Hernandez, I'm sure, is feeling awful, and you have to feel for her. It was not intentional. It's one of those, you do it on the spur of the moment. Tears of sadness. They were so close. The Spaniards fought back so bravely in the second half. They were 4 goals down. The Dutch had found answers in the attack, and they changed the defense a little, and they started killing the game again. It was not handball for the purists, But if you wanted excitement, you were most definitely in the right place. Carlos Viver putting on a brave face, but they must be so upset they were so close. So you will see the stage being built very quickly in the background for the presentation. Pohlmann, 8 goals 4 years ago, and she still ended up on the losing side in the final, but now she is there. Malestein was in that team as well. But now they have gold. Well, for Duyndam, it's a new experience, her first World Championship. Indeed, Nusso, who didn't get on court, and Van Wettering, who was on briefly in their first major competition for the Netherlands, and they are world champions. And Kramer was looking, but Snelder was looking at Kramer's reaction to know if she had to get excited or not. Or Dulfers, rather. She didn't want to look Snelder, the captain. At the other end, though, Vesta was looking and sprinted forwards. We've done it. Amazing scenes. Well, 96 matches in, and we have a brand new world champion. The Netherlands have come through. They were definitely one of those teams you thought could do it. But if you'd had to say favourites early on, probably France. Didn't come through the preliminary stages. And certainly Norway or Russia. And when they got to the semi-final, they looked an odds-on bet, but both fell short to the Dutch and to the Spaniards. And they've delivered us a superb final here today, as the Dutch try to come to terms with what they have achieved here in Japan. They had to work so hard because the Spanish game is around that defense, killing the game, just taking the sting out of the tail of the opponent. And it's a spoiling tactic, but they do it extremely well. Well, she will relive that moment. Hernandez, but then so will Abing. And the reaction as Dulfer runs off, and Snelder realizes, looking at her, that it's gone in. And Dulfer breaks into tears. Well, I remember commentating that final 4 years ago, and the Dutch were never in it. They were 20 goals to 9 down against Norway at the break. So in the end, 48% of the attacks worked on both sides. The Dutch marginally better with their efficiency, 59% to 56 on the shooting. The Dutch got no fast breaks in the end. The Spaniards quickly back. They scored 5 from 6, though. On the 7 meters, 2 missed penalties early on for the Spaniards will come back to haunt them. That was the difference. And the turnovers, roughly the same, 13-14. 3 suspensions for the Netherlands, just the 1 for Spain, but then that red card at the end for Hernandez, because in those closing stages, she committed a foul that gave away the penalty. Cabral did a great job for Spain, 7 goals. Marta Lopez, the winger, with 6, was superb. But Pohlmann outscored them all with 9, and Abing, her 7th goal, the one that gave them the victory, also making her the top scorer in this competition. For Spain then, the wingers, certainly on the right-hand side, doing well. In the second half, the Soledad Lopez came good. The breakthroughs were good. Then he missed 1 fast break, but 2 penalties, costly. And the long-range shooting wasn't there, mostly because after the long shots by Cabral, she was coming into the line. For the Dutch, well, no fast breaks. They scored the only penalty, but it was the one that counted. And then on the wings, excellent play on the right-hand side. 5 from 5 between Bont and Malestein. On the left, not so much service, but they got 1 there. But it was breakthroughs and those long-range shots. Abing, Van der Heijden and Pohlmann hammering away when they could see a gap through the defence. So, 4-goal lead built up, the white dots at the bottom. And by the end of that first 10 minutes, the Dutch were looking in very good control. In fact, 10 minutes in, it was 22-17. So it was actually a 5-goal lead. Then the Spaniards started to claw their way back. It got to within 2, stayed that way, and then suddenly they were level. And that frenetic last few goes, a 3-1 exchange for Spain got them level, and they had the ball, but couldn't score, and then gave away the penalty right at the death. So the final score, Netherlands 30, Spain 29. We have a new world champion. Well, we will stay with the images here in Kumamoto as we wait for the medal ceremony to take place. This is what it is all about. They have been battling away for 2.5 weeks. And it was not a final for the faint-hearted. Both teams had their chances, and I have to say, the 10,000 crowd here in the Park Dome were treated to a real battle between teams who played in a superb tournament. And the icing on the cake, of course, for the Netherlands is that they know they're coming back to Japan as world champions. At the top there, the crowd being entertained by films showing behind the scenes at the championship, and all those unsung heroes, the volunteers, the organising staff. But this is the trophy that they all wanted, but which will go Dutch this year. If you just enjoy the images there at the top, maybe you can see them as the crowd await the arrival of the teams, the official party arriving. So there are the officials from the IHF and the organising committee, Japan Handball Federation, Kumamoto Handball Federation, preparing for the medal ceremony. In a match that was decided rather dramatically by a last 30-second rule, red card and penalty awarded at one end and taken at the other by Abing. Mayonnaise was jumping up and down, shouting at the referees, because being a Frenchman himself, he needn't have worried. Experienced pairing of the Bonaventura sisters knew what to do. So we saw a wonderful array of kimonos by the flag bearers on the opening ceremony. When they opened the kimono, the outer layer had been painstakingly designed to represent each of the countries. It was quite a superb effort, I must say, and was appreciated by everybody. So we are ready now for the medal ceremony, and the first team to come out are probably still buzzing. Navarro, the captain, took over the captain's armband. Let's feel as well for Carmen Martin, the captain and veteran right winger. Played 221 times for her country, but got injured just before the trip and couldn't travel. Maitane Echeverria came instead. Carlos Viver gets a particular hug from Francisco Vidal. Vlasquez Garcia, the president of the Spanish Handball Federation, on the way in. And Navarro looking quite composed. The 40-year-old veteran playing in her 5th World Championship. She had a bronze in 2011. So did Peña, the only two. They are probably still quite shell-shocked, but not the Dutch. The new world champions are the last team to come out. And in fact, I beg your pardon, the second team, getting ahead of myself, being at the end, who scored that penalty. She had already overtaken Ryuni to be the top scorer in the tournament. And here come Russia, who earlier today beat Norway 33-28 to take the bronze. And we're up in the audience watching this incredible game, this nail-biting game. Let me say that the bronze medal final delivered a game maybe more for the purist, while the Spain-Netherlands match one for those thrill seekers. He wanted a nail-biting finish. Well, then you certainly came to the right place.
On behalf of all the organizers of this championship, Dr. Hassan Mustafa, the president of IHF, will make an address.
So first we will hear from Dr. Hassan Mustafa, the president of the International Handball Federation. He will address the arena.
Minasa, Kwambawa, Sombetone Sueti, Kensha, Ashata Maso, Tokwani, Anteteki, Otomanash, Aragoto, Gozamasi.
Well, words of Japanese that go down extremely well with the crowd in the arena here in the Park Dome.
Ladies and gentlemen, handball friend, handball family, I'm very happy to be here in this very nice country and very nice cities, Kumamoto and also in Japan.
お集まりの皆様、私は今日ここに来ることができて大変嬉しく思っています。とても素晴らしい国、日本、そしてとても素晴らしい場所、熊本。
I wanted to declare the 24th Women World Championship here in Kumamoto is over.
ここに
And Netherlands is a world champion.
ここに第24回 IHF 女子ハンドボール選手権の開幕を宣言いたします。そして勝者はオランダです。
And I wanted to congratulate in the name of International Handball Federations the winner of this World Championship. At the name also of International Handball Federation, I want to give my gratitude and thanks for all those people around this World Championship to make World Championship in this level and this performance. I want to thank all the players, trainers, referee, officials that are already around in this World Championship. Special thanks also for the governor here in Kumamoto. The people did a very good job during this World Championship, and we this starting about 4 years ago to prepare for this World Championship. I want to give also my gratitude to all the volunteers that already service all our teams and the players and the referee during this World Championship. I hope to see all of you in 2021 in Spain. Very good luck for all the teams in the futures, and thank you so much for your very good performance during this World Championship. Thank you so much.
この選手権を大成功に終えることにご協力をいただきました熊本の皆様、それからスタッフの皆さん、レフェリーの皆さん、選手の皆さん、すべての皆様方に心から感謝を申し上げます。特に今回は本当に素晴らしい戦いを見せてくれたと思います。そしてボランティアの皆様、関わった皆様に何度でもお礼を申し上げたいと思います。そして再び2021年にスペインで皆様方にお会いできる日を楽しみに待っております。本当に心よりお礼を申し上げます。ありがとうございました。
Thank you. Arigator gozaimasu. And then I will ask all our friends and spectators that we want to celebrate the closing ceremony of the World Championship to make banza. I wanted to ask all the people to stand, please, and make this banza.
Well, he's starting to orchestrate the ceremony now in the arena. Effectively equivalent of the cheers.
Explain about how to do in English.
Okay. Stand and banza.
Oh, banza.
Well,
banza.
No explanation needed.
Banzai.
Banzai for the teams. And Hassan Mustafa turns on the entertainment as he heads off to the side, and we prepare now for the presentation of the medals. Well, for the Dutch, of course, Nico Groot and Maura Wiese, who stepped down from international handball, will be looking on this and going, well, that's a shame. But all credit to Abing, who picked up a lot of the playmaker duties, and Polman as well in her absence, and they defended well without the presence of Wiese. And so up step Russia, bronze medalists at the 2019 Women's Handball World Championships. The presentation party will make its way forwards. Per Bertilsson, IHF chairman of the Commission of Organising and Competition, together with Toshiro Shimada, president of the Kumamoto Handball Association. They step on stage with the teams now to present the medals.
Mr. Per Bertelsen, the IHF chairman of
the Russian team, who did incredibly well.
And Mr. Toshiro Shimada, the president of Kumamoto Handball Association.
They came through the competition undefeated until they got to the semi-final. And then, unfortunately for them, they came up against a Dutch team who just hung on and hung on. And then Van der Heijden scored in the dying seconds of their match. And they were so upset 2 days ago, and it's nice to see the Russian team now all smiles again. As Per Bertelsen and Toshiro Shimada make the presentation. Well, Vyakireva there with the glasses. What a huge, huge game she played again today. Unsurprisingly, she ended up being player of the match once more with 9 goals to add to 11 she scored in a semi-final that they ended up losing. Of course, for some of these Russian players, they've been here and done it before. Not forget that 6 of them were Olympic champions. Sedoikina and Kalinina, the 2 goalkeepers, Kuznetsova, Sen, Vyakireva and Bogrovnikova were in Rio for that moment when they beat France. But only Sedoikina, Makieva were around in 2009 when Russia last won gold. Here, though, they settled for bronze and seem very happy with that. After the disappointment of 2 years ago, they played a great game against the Norwegians and ended up deserved winners by 33 goals to 28. And at the end, the coach, Ambros Martin. So time for the selfies and the little commemoration. And the little souvenir. Little Kumamon goals. So Russia, bronze medalists here in Kumamoto at the Women's Handball World Championships. Just 1 defeat in the whole run. They will be formidable opponents if they make it through, of course, to the Olympic Games. They are in the qualifying group 2 with Serbia, China and Hungary. We'll hope to have Dmitrieva back, the playmaker, give them maybe a little bit more option. So we prepare now for the silver medal, and there will be a slightly different reaction, I'm afraid. Defeat still raw for Spain as Navarro, what a legend she is. I mean, as I said, when they come in, look, we must not overlook this as a huge achievement, a silver medal. They've only ever won bronze. Yes, they wanted gold, but what a great performance by the Spanish team. They won all their preliminary round matches, drew with the Swedes, beat the host Japan, but then lost to Russia, had an anxious wait, but in the end played a superb semi-final to beat Norway 28-22, but sadly beaten in a very cruel fashion right at the end of the game. But and a thought for Carmen Martin. He would have loved to be here, but in fairness, Marta Lopez did a fantastic job on that right wing, and I'm sure she will recognize that too. But the 40-year-old goalkeeper Navarro took over the captain's armband from Martin. Would have hoped that it would have turned out differently, as Anna Rapp, IHF treasurer, and Kazufuni Onishi, the mayor of Kumamoto, wait to join them on stage for the presentation of the silver medals. The player, of course, is going to struggle the most now, and I'm sure they will gather around her and help her, is Hernandez, who gave away that penalty right at the other end in the 30-second rule, which is designed to stop teams spoiling the end of a match deliberately, taking a red card, because it doesn't matter if it gets you the result. But I think she did it purely out of instinct, turned around and saw Vesta going for the long throw and jumped in front. Few smiles coming on. If you'd said to them 2.5 weeks ago, you'll be on the podium, I'm sure they'd have said, yes, we'd love that. But they'd have said, well, hang on, there's Russia, there's Norway, there's France. You've got the Swedes. Well, they made it. They're on the podium. I guess Carmen Martin would have been even more disappointed if they'd won it and she hadn't been with them, but would have been very pleased for them. But I'm sure she'd have still liked to have shared this moment. So, as I said earlier, our thoughts with her. Oh, there she is, Hernandez. She does look desperately sad, I have to say, Hernandez. Lara Gonzalez, who defended so strongly. Cabral there, who got 7 goals. She did so much, the player in Nantes in France. But in the end, it didn't quite work out for the Spaniards. So Anna Rapp, Swedish treasurer of the International Handball Federation, handing out the last medals. Smile from Carlos Viver. Spain, of course, who will host the next World Championships in 2021. It would have been great for them to return home with gold. How fitting. They've had their mascot here, Lola, running around in the crowd, making friends, and they're doing a lot of selfies with the spectators, as all the staff receive their silver medal as well. Well, a hug at the end from Anna Rapp as they leave the stage so the team can get their photo done. Well, the smiles are back. As I said, it's a great achievement to get through to the final, and they ran them very, very close, the Dutch. Well done to them. Silver medalists at the 2019 World Championships. So the silver medal is presented. There's just one thing missing, and that's the gold. The Dutch, they look like they want to run on stage now. What a great moment. Netherlands, they were bronze medalists 2 years ago, silver medalists 4 years ago. But now,
The champions of women's handball.
they are the champions, the Netherlands. (30-29) winners over Spain in the final. Mayonnaise on the right celebrates his first trophy and his first gold medal with the team at his first attempt. Very open style of coaching, and Dr. Hassan Mustafa has returned to the stage for the presentation of the gold medal.
The members of the team.
Together with Ikuo Kabashima, the governor of Kumamoto, the province who organized this tournament, together with the Japanese Handball Federation. Tess Vesta 12 saves in the game. He's taking it all in her stride. She passed the 100 international mark for her country while she was here. And then number 19, Frerichs, playing in her first World Championship. She was at the Euro last year, but has not played in a World Championship. And Noosa there, just 11 internationals, the number 9, playing in her first major event for the Netherlands, and she's a world champion. Houcher, also at the first World Championship, played in the Euro, just one match last year, came on for Malestein, who was injured, and then was straight back out again. And another newcomer to the team, Van Wettering, just 5 internationals and 19 goals before this. The 20-year-old is now world champion. And Duindam, just 21. Malestein, silver medalist 4 years ago, bronze medalist 2 years ago. And Pohlmann, 9 goals, 7 assists. Played a huge role. She restarted some of the attacks. And that's Inga Smits, who played through the early stages and got replaced by Amiga and Dulfa. And there is Amiga at the end, who came on only for the last couple of games. Well, all very composed at the moment, the Dutch players. So, final medal for the players. And it's the captain who'll have one more little job to do in a minute when they get the trophy ready as the staff receive the medals. So the last one's being handed out. Great moment for Dutch handball. They had a long program to prepare, move themselves up. Didn't qualify in 2007 or 2009, then finished 15th in 2011, 13th in 2013, and then went straight 2 years later into the final. And Emmanuel Mayonnaud gets special attention from Dr. Hassan Mustafa, and then it's Ekaterina Andriushina, a world champion herself as a player in 2007 and 2009 with Russia. Scored 205 goals in 92 appearances now, the assistant coach. And now,
the championship trophy.
Get ready for an extra special celebration. Oh, the players are getting excited on court at the sight of the trophy. And Snelda needs to pass her Kumamondol to someone else. And so the new captain of the team, Danik Snelda, takes the trophy. Netherlands, the new and first-time world champions in Japan.
Once again, please give the biggest applause to the world champions, Queens of Handball Team.
Tess Vester steps up. A moment to savor and remember. champions. The chant they will hear again and again, and they'll wake up tomorrow and they'll still go, did that really happen? They've had such a great program to develop their handball. But they did it in dramatic style here today. So now it'll be time for the national anthems and the raising of the flags.
Please face the flag. Your national flag will be hoisted on the flagpole set on top of the side stand area on your right.
それでは皆様、ご起立、ご脱帽の上、国旗掲揚台をご覧ください。
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem and face the flag.
The national anthem of Netherlands.
Huge cheer and clearly a moment they will remember and savour. The Dutch team, especially for those new players in the squad.
The flag raising ceremony was carried out by the members of the Kumamoto Scouts Council of Scout Association.
There are still a few more formalities to complete here, but the Dutch will have their moment very shortly when they can do the photos. We have the handing over of the flag to the next organizer. So the Spaniards have got their moment there. They've managed to get on the side and do their photo.
We now move on to the flag handover ceremony. The IHF official flag will be handed over to
The Russians waiting their moment,
country of
but
the next World Championship.
as I said, first we prepare for the arrival on court of the presentation party. Japanese Handball Association president is joined by members of the organizing committee, the Kumamoto region, the IHF flag that has been theirs in their preparation for these World Championships.
ご紹介します。次回開催国でありますスペインから王立スペインハンドボール連盟会長フランシスコ・ブラスケス・ガルシア様。
Introducing our special guest from Spain, Dr. Francisco Vidal Velázquez Garcia, the president of the Royal Spanish Handball Federation.
スポーツ庁副長官マリアノ・ソリアノ・中村様。
So Dr. Hassan Mustafa in the center, and they're the Spanish party who are about to take over the IHF flag, and they will organize the World Championship in 2 years' time as the last flurry of the flag for the Japanese organizing committee, who've done a fantastic job here these last 2.5 weeks. I understand some 300,000 spectators attending the matches, 96 games played. And when this is done, they will hand over to Dr. Francisco Vidal Velázquez Garcia, the president of the Royal Spanish Handball Federation. They all want to have their last moment with it. It has meant a lot to them to host this World Championship.
日本ハンドボール協会枠永会長のもとへ、そして枠永会長から国際ハンドボール連盟会長ハッサン・ムスタファ
Now it is handed over to Dr. Hassan Mustafa, the president of the International Handball Federation,
It's returned to the IHF president, Dr. Mustafa.
and he now will hand it on to the Spanish Handball Federation.
代表団へ手渡されました。
He will have mixed feelings, delighted of course to take the flag and prepare to host the World Championship in their country in 2 years' time. But how they would have loved to do this off the back of a gold medal for their team. But it wasn't to be. And so a nice team effort.
以上をもちまして2019女子ハンドボール世界
So a little nod towards the team who applaud.
となります。
We now conclude the closing ceremony for the
And so that is it.
2019 Women's
The
Handball World
2019 Women's Handball World Championships come to a conclusion. Bronze for the Russians, silver for the Spaniards, but the new world champions
間違いなく世界が
are the Netherlands.
16日間
They have done incredibly well. Thank you so much for watching these championships with us over the past 2.5 weeks. We hope you've enjoyed them. But for now, from me, Paul Bray, and all the production team here in Kumamoto, as we leave you with a shot of the champions, it is time to say goodbye.
支えてくれたボランティアスタッフの皆さんに大きな拍手を。
We thank all the volunteer staff for their great support.
熊本を盛り上げてくれた多くのオーディエンスに大きな拍手を。
We thank all of you wonderful spectators for making this championship extremely exciting.
最後にここ熊本に大きな拍手を。
And last but not least, we thank this wonderful handball place, Kumamoto.
この先も熊本を世界へ発信していきましょう。
Let us all continue sending out our messages from Kumamoto to the world.
それでは最後に皆さん大きな拍手をお願いします。
Thank you. Please give the biggest applause to you all. Thank you very much. Team Netherlands, Team Spain, and Team Russia. You may now leave the venue. Please follow the flags to return to your rooms. All the members on the court, please follow the flags to return to your rooms. Once again, congratulations.
jag att Collin åker hem 17.
My opinion if you have now is up to the action. But if you can speak.
Men då var man med på båten. Ja. Börja på skiten på handkakan.
Stefana. Gefeliciteerd! Ongelooflijk!
Ja, wauw. Wauw, het is zo raar. Het is zo raar. Je vecht hier zo lang voor en ik ben nu nog gewoon echt helemaal leeg of zo. Ik besef het nog helemaal niet. Dit is zo gaaf. Dat is echt niet normaal. Niet normaal.
Kijk nog even.
Ja, wauw. Hij is mooi, hè? Hij is mooi, hè? Zie je hem, schat?
Ja, ik wou zeggen, hij wilde je zien.
Ja, hij zit er toch? Ja, oh, nee, het is echt heel gaaf. Maar ik besef het gewoon helemaal niet. Dit is echt niet normaal. Dit is echt niet normaal.
Maar die wedstrijd was ook niet normaal.
Nee, het was veel te spannend. Hey. Afkappen, afkappen. Dat is mijn team, hè? Mijn team gaat voor.
Nee! Maar ik vind het wel mooi. Team boven alles. Volgens mij staat dat ook wel voor jullie, dit toernooi.
Ja, wauw. Als je dit geen team kan noemen, dan weet ik het niet meer. Dit is zo geweldig. We zijn gewoon eerste van de wereld. We zijn gewoon wereldkampioen.
En dat na een start. En een start bij jou persoonlijk ook. Dat ik dacht, wat is er met haar aan de hand?
Ja, dit wist ik ook even niet. Maar gelukkig ging het tweede helft beter. En ja, wat maakt het eigenlijk uit, joh? We zijn gewoon
je knokt je terug. Ik had het idee van, toen hij er eenmaal in lag voor je, toen viel ook alles van je af.
Ja, soms heb je dat even nodig. Soms heb je dat even nodig. Kan mij het schelen. We zijn wereldkampioen. Wat zit jij dan?
Nee, je hebt groot gelijk. Ja, maar ik ben wel benieuwd hoe je het beleeft dan. Ook die tweede helft, waar je zo wegloopt, ze weer terugkomen.
Ja. Nou ja, je voelt op een gegeven moment, denk je, oh, we moeten die derde blijven scoren, die derde. En dan komen we hun terug en dan wordt het zo spannend. En dan het laatst, ja, dat is natuurlijk de nieuwe regel. Hindi en hem is het gelijk een penalty. En toen dacht ik, nee, dat meen je niet. Ik weet niet wat we hebben gedaan, maar serieus, wauw, dit is echt heel gaaf. Ik weet gewoon niet wat ik moet voelen.
Nee, weet je wel wat je gaat doen?
Nee, ja, naar de kleedkamer, lekker een drankje drinken. Naar de kloten.
Geniet ervan, dankjewel.
Ja, dankjewel.
Danique! Wauw!
Ja, wauw.
Wereldkampioen!
Ja, ik ben echt... ik kan het nog steeds niet beseffen.
Komt hij al een klein beetje...
Hij hangt hier, ja.
Komt hij al een beetje binnen?
Ja, een beetje, langzaam, een beetje, ja.
Wat een ongelofelijke trillen weer.
Ja, het is echt niet normaal. Het was, we hebben eigenlijk de eerste helft best wel goed gespeeld. Wel slecht begonnen, maar wel gewoon weer met energie eroverheen. En dan, ik weet niet, denk de tweede helft eigenlijk een beetje opraakte. En slordigheidjes erin kwamen, slechte afronding. Ja, Tess wel een paar belangrijke saves en op zich stond de dekking daarna wel goed. Maar ja, die laatste minuut, dat was wel heftig.
Bizar, ik denk, zij hebben alleen die seconde nog en nu?
Ja, ik wist het ook niet. En ze hadden eigenlijk 21 seconden geloof ik met de laatste aanval. En ze schoten al zo snel en die ging half via het blok. En, dus ja, eigenlijk hadden we gewoon, ja, ik weet niet. Tess zei nog, ja, als ze hem niet had geblokt, had jij hem weer gehad, had jij kunnen scoren. Dus het is zo goed dat ze 7 meter hebben gegeven. Ik zei, ja, oké. Maakt me niet uit hoe, we zijn fucking wereldkampioen.
Ja, en verdiend. Die derde keer is raak.
Ja, toch? Derde keer scheepsrecht, ja.
Ja, en nu? Ja, er komt nog wat aan, hè? Waar je overigens nu voor geplaatst bent.
Ja, leuk hè? Nou, dat scheelt weer een aantal wedstrijdjes, scheelt weer een hoop spanning. Nee, ja, dat is... komt eigenlijk pas later dan binnen, want eerst ben je gewoon super blij met deze titel.
Ja, maar je hebt wel laten zien dat je een enorme kanshebber bent, ook voor Olympisch goud.
Nou ja, dat is wel een beetje weer op de zaken vooruitlopen. We gaan er nu heen.
Kanshebber zei ik, hè?
Ja, oké, kanshebber. Ja. Nee, ja. We gaan eerst dit vieren en dan zien we dan wel weer.
Ja, geniet van het feestje.
Ja, dankjewel. Kom helemaal
dankjewel.
goed. Dank je.
Ja, met de vlag om.
Ja, dat heb ik nog nooit in mijn leven gedaan, maar dit was wel een momentje om dat te doen, denk ik.
Ja, want dat wilden jullie zo graag.
Ja. Oh, dit is echt... Ik kan het echt nog steeds niet geloven. Ik denk dat ik echt nog wel eventjes een tijdje nodig heb, maar wat hier is gebeurd in die laatste minuten, dit is wel finale waardig, denk ik.
Gooi jij de bal van je leven?
Ja, dit is de bal van mijn leven. Ik denk als je wereldkampioen wordt met zo'n bal... Ik heb er ook nog steeds niet over nagedacht dat het gewoon... Ik zat van tevoren nog te zeggen in de eerste helft... en we krijgen maar geen penalties, maar het beste voor het laatste waard.
Ja, en kun je ons eens meenemen? Want weet je, het lijkt me zo ongelooflijk spannend. Wat was het? 5 seconden? Je weet dat het is het laatste schot van de wedstrijd. Kun je daar helemaal voor afsluiten?
Ja, nu deze keer wel. Ik heb me ook een keer herinnerd dat het namelijk niet lukte. En ik dacht gewoon...
Was dat ook niet tegen Spanje trouwens?
Nee, vorig jaar scoorde ik ook de winnende tegen Spanje.
Oh ja,
maar dat was 9 meter doelpunt, dus vandaag deden we het iets anders. Maar het ging echt helemaal niks omheen. Ik heb gewoon naar die bal gekeken en ik denk gewoon... We gaan gewoon op gevoel, niet nadenken. En als je niet nadenkt, gaat het altijd goed.
En dan hangt hij om je nek?
Dan hangt hij om je nek. Dit is waar we al die jaren zo keihard voor hebben gevochten. En het is zo bizar dat je met deze groep het eigenlijk mag meemaken, want niemand had het verwacht. En wij hebben zo in onszelf geloofd en ja, dat is uiteindelijk het belangrijkste.
Dankjewel.
Graag gedaan.
Ja, met die beker. Is die zwaar?
Ja, hij is heel zwaar. Wil je even voelen?
Dan moet jij mijn microfoon beter houden.
Oké. Doe het andersom.
Jeetje.
Ja, hij is echt heel zwaar. Gewoon een volwassen kind.
Ja, maar wat wilde je die graag beter houden?
Ja, bizar hè. We zeggen ook echt tegen elkaar, we zeiden voor de wedstrijd... Hier werken we echt al zo lang voor dat we deze finale mogen spelen en dat we mogen winnen. En ja, dat het dan lukt, dat is echt onbeschrijfelijk.
Keep jij de wedstrijd van je leven?
Ik denk qua stoppercentage niet. Maar ik denk als je zo'n laatste bal stopt en dat er dan daaruit ook nog een penalty komt, dan is het wel heel belangrijk.
Ja, maar ik had er nog een aantal op mijn netvlies staan hoor.
Ja. Nee,
op 28, 29 en 1 op 1.
Ja, ik weet alleen nog dat ze op die break om afkwamen en daarna krijgen we helaas nog één om de oren. Maar ik denk wel inderdaad dat die belangrijk was. En ik ben gewoon heel erg blij dat het op die momenten lukt. En dat het, dat niet het resultaat is, dat is echt onbeschrijfelijk.
Ja, ik maakte me nog even zorgen om je gezicht, maar het gaat weer gelukkig.
Ja, het was een beetje kut, want ze gooiden hem precies op mijn wenkbrauw waar ik dat blauwe oog had de afgelopen weken. Dus die is nog een beetje gevoelig, dus dat deed even extra zeer. Maar ja, kan gebeuren. Risico van het vak.
Ja, die allerlaatste actie, zeg maar. Hè? Jij gooit, zij blokt, zij krijgt rood. Wat gebeurde er?
Nou, volgens mij blokt zij hem in het 6 meter gebied. Dus hij springt zeg maar en het is ook nog eens de laatste 10 seconden van een wedstrijd. En dan staat er gewoon de regel op direct rode kaart en penalty.
Ja, en dan?
Ja, dan scoort Loijsen. Ja, we hebben dit natuurlijk vorig jaar op het EK ook gehad. Dat we van Spanje winnen in de laatste 6 seconden. En ik had liever niet gehad dat het zo spannend was geworden. Maar echt, we kunnen ons echt... Wauw, het is echt bizar.
Wereldkampioen.
Ja, echt naar zo'n toernooi. Je gaat echt van 0 naar 100 in 3,5 week. En ik ben zo ontzettend trots op dit team, op deze meiden, op hoe we dit elke keer weer omzetten, die energie en elke wedstrijd ons weer kunnen opladen. En zelfs als je zo begint de finale, dat je echt denkt, wat zijn we aan het doen? Dat je dan nog zo omdraait. Ja, je kan mij echt niet gelukkiger krijgen op dit moment.
En nu feesten?
Ja, dat denk ik wel. Morgenochtend vliegen we naar huis, maar ik denk dat het een gezellige vlucht wordt.
Veel plezier.
Dankjewel.
Ja!
Eindelijk! Godsamme! Dit is toch fantastisch?
Ja, en wat een wedstrijd weer.
Oh mijn god, ja, dit is niet te doen. Dit is niet te doen. Maar ja, het kan ons het schelen. Het maakt niet uit hoe we winnen. We hebben gewonnen, dus... Vakantie! Ja, ik ben zo blij. Ik weet niet wat ik moet doen, joh.
Iedereen heeft dat een beetje zo van, wat is ons nou overkomen?
Ja, dat heb ik ook een beetje. Wauw.
Ja, maar het moest ook een keer, toch?
Ja, dat sowieso. Ik bedoel, ik zit er nu precies denk ik 10 jaar en 2 maanden bij. En eindelijk, na zoveel halve finale, zilver, brons, 4e plaats, dat heb ik nu wel gezien. En nu eindelijk, kijk nou hoe mooi die is.
Wel fantastisch.
Wauw. Ik hoop, dat wordt een leuke avond en een leuke terugvlucht. En dan gaan we lekker nog even door.
Wat ga je doen allemaal?
Ik ga alleen maar feesten, ja, ik zweer het je. Ja, ik heb 4 weken opgesloten gezeten hier in Kumamoto waar geen reet te doen is. Ik ga lekker feesten. En die andere meiden ook hoor, dus ja.
We zullen ze waarschuwen.
Ja, nou, Kumamoto is heel rustig, maar vanavond niet meer. Nee, zeker niet.
Geniet ervan.
Ja, dankjewel.
Super.
Ready? Okay. So they know within if they want to play out highlights, we are ready.
We're done.
Yeah, they're done.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tak.
Tak.
Thank you.
Tak.